Uboroso bw'umugusi. Mwanchu murigeria tukasaba kwabirase homo chando yo bwechibicha kurende nago kwandira ndonsi asore nago kwariganya SMS ya Amayia kurwa ensoko Chinsa Isato asobutko biga bwe 30 mutinyo mutangani mwaka no bwechiri bubere 25 nemo kurega soboga tagati homo cho Nairobi asensi ya Kenya twakwariganya kurwa ndonsi asore tosanga sobwamo na kombanyana raria ya ANK wenche nkoro kwa Clinton ndigi ikaransa bonoke nkomanye ANK wasenge nchemesa ya Amayia kurwa ensoko Chinsa Isato achakira bona. Karibu sana Mwanchu murigeria wana togochaka na report rokubwatia serikali ya county ya Kisii nsio buraibwaye mu governor Simba Arati nigo yachakire umuroberio wokwena na mabere guchia se chiskuru au chuboroso chia serikali abwa sabana bibirasi bya ECDA barabe bakoegwa amabere kire ritukuria Jumatatu ritukuria Jumatano na bwo ritukuria Juma abana boda boda Jimmy Sano Nemo 95 nigo bagochia ko babagosomba amabere ayo guchia se chiskuru echo ase sub county ikomi Nemo muri kito weekly forenge gutomanyia senchero wikirana
Nasa magacho akisi ATC imiyomo chobo songo
achoke baramu ande chache
abu ase serikali ya kaunti ya Kisii insio buraibu ayo mugabana po Simba Arati yachaka bene omurobere gwa kwena na bene amabere gucha sabroko ba ICD beche skuru che serikali chonsi miye kaunti ya Kisii
tetinge libageli ya bene litanga niko bakira mbia mono mwensi goikaga goigo esebo emambye ya lero twa limire umusingi ase factory ya mabere ekoroswa na aborire contractor ya Ntevi na within 6 months a factory eli ya bene
here it is beyond ya mabere aya ikia today governor na pure factory ya mabere gorogadia egocha current employment in this county
kako kwa nasomo yigo yo nigo mugabana po Simba Arati asengerere buna omorobero yubwa kwena na mabere gochia asabro ko ba ICD negatie chire chiri aliete kero alenge ko lya chikura
tu mpaka kianda ntoba mabere omwako muya na nyeta mabere nyaye lima etega kitu ngonya rwanera I give once KCC. I hope that test is the one which is in this current new case KCC.
Umorobero yubono nigora chie ko basira balemi bo botuge chiombe kurwa asoro gongo rwa gusi abu asaba semigwe buna babwatero botuge chiombe koboko
amabera kono ngokobwate ngombe yao kobwate ngombe yao yelisibia tonye yao musuka tonye ebituma ebigundo ekera okanyao musuka ekera wago pima alcohol content ebawa tebe ngombe ye etinde temono kobwa ese programme yonse abantu abange mbaliku mbanyole umuntu ngoli karo umuntu wechinsiyaga Omonto ngolikare omonto batema goleta amaji. Omonto ngolikare omonto gokama. Omonto ekrimari ngolikakiro abantu bakoleta amabere kurwese krimari mpaka ga.
Abana bodaboda timu ya Kianda na 55 negati ya baria barache gokonyeka gwetera asomurobero yo abo asabara beba gokoro basombi gochia asichisukuru abo asaba kabuna mbuye bono ase serikali ya county ya Kisii kobenyora
tune sekta ya bodaboda gotore no magoko monene ese ni jorero kwara rikira bamurani bago kolega sese turero toribo
abarai ao bari baikira na asomo sangirekano yo nigo bakamuna mbuye mono gochia ase serikali ya county ya Kisii aso gochaki umurobero ngabno yo abo asabara kugwa bange barache ko yogokera
banaru ane sana anyole basari agateba nateme sana alente school feeding program enkamune gabano ikira ni ostara ikirania was governor I have nothing much to say, just to say thank you very much as a program yega. And one of the greatest things that you talk about ingelinga na wanyekwali ya program ya mabere talinga tu yachete KCC okenyole pateba na boda bashirikishwe egera mabere karaikire banyere chiskuru na banyere gento gake
bono nigo yatigere asa bari mukweneke buna abana ba ICDE mkwaye kubara mabere yose njere ndonge na kweneke buna gosoma bare asomokia Kingo reporter ya Soko TV kurwa sobo katakati wa Muchibusonge county ya Kisii Eritreane Wycliffe Orenge
Mwancho murigeria tutegeretase umuyigo yo bukwena no kwa mapere guchia saborkiwa ritko riarero niko mugavana bwe county ya Kisii achakire beno murobero obubwagachi wibirasi vya ECDE habwasiritko riarero haigora ekirasi kikyo kya ECDE ase skuru yoboroso ya Riangabi eyo gotoka se wodi beno ensemo ebunge nyaribale chache county ya Kisii okwana ime yeskuru eyo nigo mugavana atebire buna obwagachi bwibirasi ebiga bichikwenekiwa ase chi wodi chionsi eyo negati ye manifesto yaye anyatoka bagakubarira eira hapamenyi be county ya Kisii ebirasi ebyo nigo bona birache gutumekana abana bekegoria geke abwase bono babibekire eTV eri bachikurigerira chikatun banyariko babakwegwa amabere nabo igo ogochakwa gokwena ogochakwa gokoracho kwena gochakiwa rituko bose gochakiwa rituko ria rero.
We gather to celebrate a promise fulfilled and a future secure. When I presented my manifesto to the people of Kisii, I pledged to invest in our children, their health, their education, and their future. This launch of ECD school feeding program, providing milk to our youngest learners, is a living testament to that commitment. This program is not just about milk, it's about justice, equity, and opportunities. It's about ensuring that every child, regardless of where they come from, has the right to grow strong, to learn with energy, and to dream without limits. Even to be answered to Kane, Singapore to Kwana, one arrow answer in a guy, even if to the Bingham can't know when say no crave a child in Jugete, lakini no monto miali. As mangiche ndole grassi, ikianam de dras motoro si grassi, aka make sure kiabe. Ndaite mbatebe, eviras to cross. We do okora face lifting to advertising. Evireti saini. Konyo abia ronsigu binde bitarahera, lakini nkabe kakire kras e millionaire. Tobeke ebine brasi bere kre word. Tiganeke. Ngona ndi brasi binde mbiro robibere ya face lifting ima ese word ya ibeno. Nechi word chinde chonse. Esole bekwe, etibe bekwe, amacha bekwe, nabo igo ebirogo biriye bikebya abana beku nechi mattress kibekwe asa abana bakora bakura.
Rwete promising ibeno no benchmarking yokorerwa. Tuachire koro benchmarking because of that. Mugabana ito enkolemo kune ekerasi kia atakonye boli abana banyora mache because of that. Tutake tiko sawa bintu vingi kani ma etenchera toko bisaba. ekarato bietiri ali assembly. Because of that, gavana ito na nataka tobwatesia na neno wako mentiri miaka inde etano. Because of that,
asengenchi ayo tigatuske bosio korende totigarete ase chisemi muraibu ya Kenya William Ruto no waziri we chisemi Julius Migosi nigo bono baikira na somo igabwe ntunde ya gatano ukubekirwa hegutwa kwa Borokebe University ya uzima igutoka ase county ya Kisumu asibagenderere kwegerera emiroberio ye chisemi na kwerera emiroberio ebekire eri kwenekia Borokwa abo bonsi bechi skuru chobo bundi hamwe university kwenyorera bare ogosiro kurwa ase serikali iri kugenderera ase chisemi chabo oigo nigo bakwanire igoro yeganga yokorikia Borokwa bonsi be grade ge 10 ase abasabire obusasabire okubwatira negati abarimu abaibori na baigo serikali eri goikirania yonse.
This institution's emphasis on the competency-based education, community-focused research, and service delivery has prepared you for the realities of healthcare in our region. The partnerships that Uzima has forged with Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital in Kisumu, the Kisumu County Referral Hospital, the Aga Khan Hospital in Kisumu, and international collaborators have enriched your training and broadened your perspectives. These linkages ensured that your learning was anchored in clinical excellence and responsive to local health needs. As you step into professional practice, you do so at a pivotal moment to our nation's health sector. Under the leadership of His Excellency the President, Kenya is undertaking bold reforms to re-engineer our health system, strengthening infrastructure, expanding access, and investing in the health workforce. Directive, we have been able to move our admissions from 92% last week to 98% yesterday, and we intend to move to the 100% transition policy as provided in our government policies by the end of today. I want to take this opportunity to urge all the principals to admit the students that are remaining, and we've also instructed our field officers to collect the data of all these students so that we can be able to do what is necessary to ensure that our mandate under Article 53 of the Constitution is done. To be patient as the ministry and the government works for a solution to ensure that our children will never again be denied education because of uniforms or lunch money or any other levies that are not provided for by government.
Tutikataza chisemi mwancho morigereria mochando nigo ogendrete kone kiwa se chiskuru chechi secondary au imeyense echo charigeti mu baro monne bwa borko begrade igikome egatie chiskuru echo neyamo eria yabamura ya machako saso mwalimu monene we skuru yo Benson Mano anyariko bakagwe soke na gotebanga nige skuru yaye yarikire mu baro bwa borko wachimikianda 52 mamincha na borko wachimisano na Isato na 10 abo bari ngete go chakorikiwa ase skuru.
And I mentioned that our capacity was 810 initially. That is the number of students approved. But when the pressure for the admission went up, we requested the ministry through the director secondary to increase our capacity, and they increased the capacity to 950. So that was approved because of the pressure of parents looking for chance in our school. And I think we really appreciate that kind of a gesture from the Minister of Education. So far we are okay with the numbers. I think with regard to the President's directive on reporting, we did not have a challenge because most of our students reported the first week, and the few that were remaining at home reported the second week. There were a few isolated cases. There were some students sponsored by JKF, for example, and other organizations who are needy. So those were admitted last week. And so by this time, we have no new students reporting because we are full house. The teaching and learning began a week ago, and we are doing.
Chumorigeria togotigana na yo yechisembi bono togosoa se siasa ntindi nigo yabage kwene kiwa sense mu kenyoro Kenya mage kegotoka ewodi ya magwagwa ensemo bunge North Mugirango me county Nyamira ase obokoreri bwe county yubanyara ko babuku kwanirwa asomo igoyo nigo oikiranwa no mugavana bwe county yo amosinyaribo amona baraibande kinga kecho nyaribo nigo aira magendra yanyara ko bakago ikirania ekera baraibande banyara ko baguyakira ekoko ase gati yabo bamochirie umugavana Nyaribaso gutaikirania obokoreri buriboganira saba na inchi murikito Steven Nyariki agotumanya asenjero bikirana
nase homoyega bwa matanga yokomwenia arisibikani ase wodi ya magwawe bunge ya North Mugrango meya Nyamira ase siasa cha Nyamira cha betanse engwana yeyoto mwana yokoriekero kyobo gavana Nyamira Walter Chanua komochia boteneri bwa Nyamira nigo yatuguterwa iskono mugavana Nyamira Moske Amos Nyaribo oyuera magendera ikiranirie na kweranga eragerero tigechiche Nyamira
ena chiraiga na tumirwe no moske okobori bogavana ko Walter Chanua mumaita Walter Chanua Your Excellency abanda abana ringeme sebayegeri bakunya koga ebaba tebange bari nchara sana naende bamwanyeranga abawaziri aba ona wa chief officer kwa batigara kende gakaba utara babanda baba terwayo tingo kwa mwana mange tigande benga Nyamira deserves better. Nyamira ne wenda kusuka mutwe, Nyamira ne wenda kwa buna Kirinyaga, buna Kisumu, buna Homa Bay.
Igo momanye ngokora tore gazi na senzo taro tangasa mono abande basa utana Nyamira gasteyo mumusnaro tenana gasteyo korekana nama itena ngie gazi ete yana koriete gazi ogatabe gazi owachigoborio wa MCA owa MCA boke bacha bono injoko ruserio bororo
mugago na botokoro musabiranga nyasa makonya kore tamu yae ande mogwantana nyasa gwantana anda mentu yo maherio
ase abamenyi bari bagania sero
enchera bona ninya kora ile banda ora diga inche marangeri arinka Kireke nyoro aye toacha ko bora anda nyoro kumatore got aye
ekereke kyo nigo mugavana Nyaribo aremeroberia abekire hanne mono yogosira aborokiwa ba ECD nerongori
School nile Goroku Kenyere Comprehensive School. School hii ataro girepti. Kimati ya Excellency Governor usema anyo goro kichivi kitabune school yere.
Mondonaro kwa na yore school Kenyere. Primary secondary asobwa achibesa chira somo chumba. Oyo wekero mo chumba matebi na Kenyere school ngo were. Igasi nasari ikina akono mwako yongere na roisi erongori ekoroisi una kiriti ebwate minerals eti minerals echiyo konya abana abataka batata nyore balance diet obongo bokine bago kino nyoye babwate chiguru cho gotegeramu classroom mwegore na embaria njare ko rwata bezukuru na beko bairania yotaruya
asense moyo bwagachiwe chipara Nyamira
aki ayo mwegure brenda mangwa ubire ino moko ganya brenda mbio karabara chio sirmo bigokora yemo yeso yende
ase botutukanu bororo ase moroberi bobweni osha
omwakwa na yore asha teri okara sha ya President Ruto national government sha teri ya county government
na siasa cha North Mugrango
gotogwa na chikore cha 2027 echama ya itera atokere no mheshimiwa Matiang'i ekoro kuchubiri aita moja mondi gere li muchucho umata muchucho erito chakere kurmayega etara cheri simwangi gadiroje nande montamboki ono njengo kubaire boire lyoka inje mwarango bukulyoka omwako yombe wantambokia
mwaiwete ngamusika musonga tebira ngatete koirorere kirasi mondo koirorere kirasi ngitoko muruka ngo mwanje irorere kirasi ekiagera tigasyo chusyo
Steven Nyariki Munde, Ensoko TV North Mugrango, County ya Nyamira.
Pemana Murikito Steven Nyeriki kurwa se county ya Nyamira. Togosuka bosio mwancho murigeri ya se county ya Nairobi. Matukamake haitire maiga y'umurayigwe kyama ya DCP Rigathi Gachagua wosaganwa hase ekanisa AM asaringo sasima ensemo ya Othaye county ya Nyeri niko bono abarai abo bakurwa sensemo yo kwamiria serikali bagikeire egakorekyo. Abari abo niko bono bakoro kurobekana wikase nyombenene ya magacha abanyanyimbo ase bono bagoserere gochia koenekia okurobekana okonene onye ekiombe kya abanyanyimbo tikeri gochia koenekia obotuki boisaine elikopamanya ninki Kenya tukobage koeneki wali tukerio Murikito Linet Nyambane agotomanya senchiro bwikirana
Barai bensemo ekwamiririe serikali bakorire taro yokurubikana aso mucho Nairobi wika asa magacho amanene ye nyumba ya abanyanyimbo ase baumirana no mu Inspector General w'abanyanyimbo Douglas Kanja ase baira okwemurungani kwabo kubwatekana n'obusagani obwabere bogokorekana chinga kibare ase chinsemo ao anene cyogusasima.
We were mobilized by 2 police vehicles from the county of Nairobi to go all the way to Nyeri to kill Rigathi Gachagua. We shall call for mass action. The church, Kenyans, kila mahali. Because this is clear. If we don't stop this thing now, there will not even be any election. We know these are scare tactics.
I think we have faced the IG head on with his people and looked at him straight in the eye and told him that the attack at Wetima Church on Sunday in Othaya was not an ordinary attack. It was an assassination attempt targeted towards Rigathi Gachagua, sanctioned by William Ruto, planned by Kipchumba Murkomen and Eliud Langat, and a special squad of police officers called Nairobi Sierra of 12 officers was dispatched to eliminate us in charge.
Asege ikarekyo gyakorekana igati yo mu Inspector General amona barayabo abarikiba mangana Amayia nigo batangwa gosoa egento kirera abarayabo gukwanira isiko ya magacha yo maega yege ikarekyo asebono bagikiri ebikore by'abanyanyimbo gusagana abakenya.
Kenya, we reminded the police service, is a constitutional democracy. The role of the Kenyan police is to be impartial, not to take instructions from William Ruto. Kenya will never be allowed to be Haiti. We have said if the police are working hand in hand with goons, there will be no difference as far as Kenyans are concerned. So we are afraid of our own police officers. We should be protecting every Kenyan, not just leaders, but every Kenyan under the Constitution is entitled to security, to protection against kuharibiwa mali yao na vitu kama hivyo.
Chinga kiecho abarayabo nigo baruro kogosereria onye amagani abo tari guchigwikira nigwa gwikira chitariki 15 nemo cyumutinyu okabere nigo barachigokora okorobekana okonene ensengima.
We have told the IG that before we come back on the 16th, those members of that unit need to be arrested and disarmed and taken to court, and he must give that assurance. And we have said that if this situation continues after 16th, hatutakuwa na lingine la kufanya ni kuitisha maandamano katika Jamhuri ya Kenya until Kipchumba Murkomen is removed from office, IG Kaja is removed from office, and the 2 DIGs are removed from office, and the National Police Service can be put back into order.
All the human rights organizations, the UN itself, wajue that indications in Kenya now are that we do not have a police service. We have a country under goonism. We said it and we repeat, if you touch any national leader and assassinate any national leader a few months to the next general election, this country will never be the same again. But we love this country.
We want the National Police Service to get out of goonism, to get out of dirty political work, to go back to their mandate, utumishi kwa wote, to provide security to everybody irrespective of their political affiliation.
Ngoripoteria Ensoko TV kurwa ase omucho Nairobi iritariane Linet Nyambane.
Memara murikito Linet Nyambane na roboti rwa senchira yobo ikeno mwanchu murigeto trasuka bosio gukumanya hayagerete konekiwa nikobone kiombe keri gia Kenya Defence Forces bose KDF banya tukoba bakuraria senchira ya bene igati ya abamwabo batatu abanya tukoba bagusiria amagimabo kero bagendete konyora amaigerio yo konyara koba bagosoa senseme yo ya KDF hasensemo yo kwena amaigerio egotoka ensemo ya Eldoret County ya Uasin Gishu kyombekyo kyobotendribwa KDF niko kiararia senchira ya bene asugosiria batatabu bagendete konyora amaigerio yerinde yogo chigosoa sensemo ya KDF asebono bateire chiamate cyabo cyamanyiwe abayigo kyombekyo atabire nkirwete kubwaterana na barabo kwenekia abayiga batatu nkonyora baresa bari abo yo omwerio hase baenekirie buna nigo basiretia magimabo bagendete konyora amaigerio ekero baenegetie obokongo ase emebere yabo togosuka obosio mwancho murigeria ase oroboti runde igo tokomanigwa murai bwense ya Kenya William Ruto nigo asenchira ya bena chakire umurobiri bo bagachibe chinyomba chiri gorire nsentunde ya kabere nsemo ya Kanyakware gotoka ase county ya Kisumu asatebire serikali yae nigo yabekira nsemo chiringi chibillion 40 na isana ase county yo iligo chagwikirania amagendro rugo kobolie gocha sabarai na boiga bana inchi komubwatesia ile kwene kebuna nkoegendereriare ase ugwikirania amagendro sobwango.
Lakini nilisema lazima pia nifike hapa Kanyakware, kwa sababu tulikubaliana na nyinyi ya kwamba wakati tunabadilisha Kenya lazima tubadilishe Kisumu. Si kweli? Kenya ibadilike, lakini Kisumu ibadilike zaidi. Ama mnasemaje? Ndio. Mimi nataka niwashukuru sana. Mimi nataka niwaeleze ya kwamba mbele na nyuma, juu chini, kulia kushoto, hii Kisumu lazima tubadilishe. Mnajua nilikuja hapa Kisumu, ile majengo tunajenga pale, si ndio? Ngojea. Tutangojea baadaye taongeza. Hapa Kisumu County, pesa ile tumeweka Kisumu County ya kujenga manyumba, ya kujenga masoko, ya kujenga hostels ya vijana wetu ni shilingi bilioni 44. Sikizeni bwana. Sikizeni. Hakuna administration ingine ambayo imeweka pesa bilioni 44 hapa Kisumu County. Na ndio sababu hiyo mimi nawaeleza ndugu zangu watu wa Kisumu, hii mpango itatusaidia kupata ajira ya vijana. Nikiongea na nyinyi hapa, hii mjengo yote hapa kwa Kisumu County tuko na housing project 14,000 manyumba, tuko na soko 20, tuko na hostels ya vijana 10,200. Tunaelewana? Na hiyo kazi yote, hiyo program yote inaajiri vijana zaidi ya 15,000 hapa Kisumu County.
Toskabasio mancho morigeria ensi ya Kenya hamoneri ya USA nigo chabekire okubwaterana erigo tingyo borendia sorongo Africa ya mocha anigo ainekiwa no mukonyi bomurikia State Department ya USA oyo hora umuroberi oyo bogo chakiko bosoko bekariga na ryo mosingi asensemo ye county ya Lamu eriyo koenekia kobeka ensemo asabanyanyimbo barachi kobeka emiroberi yo kurwania obobegu na boigo bali bagoturubania muremba sensemeiga mwaziro monene Musale Mudavadi mwaziro teneta mangana defense Rosalinda Tuya nigo banyariko babakoenekia okubwatera no kwegase batebire obotoru no murembe nigo barachi koenekiwa.
It is a huge honor for me to be here today at the groundbreaking of this truly historic runway project. Let me just underscore that we in the United States are very grateful to Kenya for allowing us to be here alongside you and participate in this project. As the general just noted, these security challenges are ones that we share. We're on the same side. This is really an attack on our civilization. And we have to show those who would attack us that we are resolved to defend ourselves.
To the Kenyans who are here and who are witnessing what we are doing today, this is an asset supported by the Americans, working with the Kenyans, and the Americans will not uproot it and take it to another destination. It will continue to be an asset in this country, a piece of infrastructure for security and for supporting the economy.
Prolonged political fragility in parts of the Horn of Africa continues to generate displacements, insecurity, illicit flows, and transnational threats that demand coordinated and collective responses. Kenya and the United States have long worked together to address these evolving security challenges. And our partnership has especially been critical in countering violent extremism, enhancing maritime security, safeguarding critical sea lines of communication, and supporting regional stability operations.
Tukusikabasya omwancho omurigeria buna enchera yamo yogoikerania omuroberio bwokogenda hase enchera yekerero nigo omobiso omonene ase wizara y'oboerani bwa amang'ana nabo igari yekerero Stephen Isaboke araire omuroberio bwokorata elab ya chicomputer chekerero ime esukuru gose yokoenana amaigerio ase esukuru y'obobundi ya Kisii ase omuroberio omanyikanete buna gitume digital oyorache gokonya basae wetani chiri bwisato abo benyorete chibesa cy'omuroberio onyota kwenekia buna mbachi goikerania ase okonyora emirema asensemo y'emitandao nebana Chinsa Isato nigo bona atebire echi nechingaki chia magendero korende tari chingaki chia siasa buna gotomanya omurikito Pethuel Machin.
Excellency in 3, 2, 1, pesa mfukoni.
Neritikiri marioka maiga yomuraibwenso moskwira mruto wo igora bene omurobiri gwo gochaki gokwenanwa wechibesa chikigancha kia nyota uchia saba sae eri gochaki obonchiria Amayia County ya Kisii.
His Excellency the President was actually here yesterday to launch the Nyota capital disbursement project, where he actually pressed the button, and the beneficiaries for Kisii County, who are about 3,820, and for the 3 counties that were here, which also includes Migori and Nyamira, who are about 8,800, all got 25,000. That was split between 22,000 going into Pochi la Biashara of the individuals that benefited, another 3,000 each going into savings. So I came to join the President and all the other government officials to witness that event.
Itskurero mwabiso monene asamangani yobwerania nobotumeki bwekerero Stephen Isaboke nganyakaboga kuigura bene omoroberio gitume digital hapo imeye skuru yokwana na mumaigere yobobundi ya Kisii sabasai wetane chiminye barachkunyako bakonyora mumaigere ye computer ile banyako bakorige mirimo asenchero yekerero.
One of the 5 pillars of the current 5th administration of his President William Ruto is actually digital superhighway and creative economy. That digital superhighway had a national target and a local implementation expectation. Nationally, we were targeted to roll out 100,000 kilometers of cable and also open digital hubs in 1,450 of the county ward rep level across the country. And in addition to that, His Excellency the President also committed 25,000 free Wi-Fi again across the country.
Komenta nayo nigo Isaboke nyakaboga kubeka teneni mirobiri ya serikali begete nsemo yokwena kinga internet ngo cherko nyakaboge kubekwa eryo korobya obokorrio bwo.
In Kisii County, the best example, because sometimes you talk and people say but we haven't seen it. The best example is the Chitume Center here that we were in. This center has got 100 computers. This center processes shifts of 100 students per shift, and shifts can be anything 2 to 4 hours, and in a day they can shift maybe 3 to 4 shifts in a day. And what I'm told now from the center manager, those are numbers I'm given, they've trained nearly 380, almost 400 students who have actually learned and graduated.
asibono nyakubuga kuburia serikali chonsi kubwaterana na kubeka siasa nsemo eri gwikirania magendero agochasa abananchi anene mono ime county ya Kisii.
Bantu baito tomente omorembe tomente no botohereru ingaki yabono iga ingaki ya maendero ngaki yabono iga taringa kia siasa aba mwakwana bagojotena mwana ichikura mpaje batangase ngaki yo bono iga tulisa poli turigirira mono tokonya abana baita basaya baito na rugusina barabange tokonya abantu baito toreta magendero amagendero yagocha by combination ya county government na national government na ko tegera koranga mbito kikabera konya abantu baito kama magendero abeire kanga kia siasa igwika na abantu bari batete gotena na babatena because inse ite democratic.
Kuripotiria Ensoko TV kurasi skuru yokwena na maigero yobobundi ya Kisii ime county ya Kisii Nchepethuel Machin.
Biamono marikito Pethuel Machini na roboti rwa senchera yoboikran togoska bose mwancho murigereria mujumbe West Mugirango Mheshimiwa Steve Mugaka nigo hemarogo bayarero habwatukire kibesa cyeki basari shilingi 1 million ibere nokta ya mugo cya seskuru ya maigerio yobobundi ya West Mugirango TVC eyereme yanyegesa ebunge yobunenchire moyo kubakonya barukiwa kwegenderia n'ekisemi cyabo
go twacha kuigorera kibesa kie basari kikigokonya abana baita skuru na kubainyoringa esa ulibono tubwata abana ba grade 10 bali tutabwato form 1 umwaka ulia as a constituency ya West Mugirango igo twakonye tabana ne kibasari chia 45 million shillings umwaka uyu twachimentete gekogerede etwe toma nga mwana ondo West Mugirango tabaise kokosa kogende skuru tabaise go postpone ya matemwaye as a university college gichasa bete basari igo mwaka uyu igo twareta 75 million shillings to kwa abana baito buna kibasari na inde twaruera kibese kiase college ya ito yobofundi ya West Mugirango iriganya igesa inyora ngana ngeretie abana bali batabwati amagisi yakubayira ki university bayikeberikie ase college umwaka ulia igo twakonye tabana barenga gosoma bakeigoga ne kibesa kishiringi kimi 600,000 umwaka uyu isa ulinabo goretia abana bane bonse na bari bande bataraso college kamurancha yerera igo toko ba support ne basari ya 2.1 million shillings egera abana baito baba chifundi abana baito baba makanika abana baito baba engineer igo nalitwa konye gesako undo tasabete basari shauri yako eko era kero toko batebinga sabachibesa intue torago korera kero monto tutali gochora tutali gochaya tage tukubakira abantu bane ba media ngambu yemono asichinga kichionse mwabeire moko na gutara na intue twakonyire constituency ya West Mugirango nero yatanganete asa abana babuja kogende university kenyingima West Mugirango nero go deliver abana bange kubwa ene
Mwancho murigereria wekiragwo notuika omwerio gwemesa ya Amayia Chinsa Isato na bwigo omwerio gwemesa ya Amayia Chinsa siritukeriga ria ijuma na kumanya no butuko bwa emerongo 3 na bwigo ni ijuma yo mwerio ekigima suma ko igo mutangani umwako iga umutinyo go mutangani umwako iga bwikiri bubere merongo bere na isano nebo mbia mono hasibari bonsi basangana intwe na bwigo mbia mono hasabari kibaitu bamangana batokonya kwenekia aiga onsi kurende rigati ya bari banyara ko bakubwatereria ngamo na Wilfred Machuki yokurukuru ase ensemeria ya Egesa Kiongongi Kitutu Central bunge ya Kitutu Chache South County ya Kisii kumanyigwanga unyara koba gakubwatira nande tutume amaiga senchera ya bene gonkorenga amaiga ikire mwancho murigereria nchenkuru kwa Clinton Ondigi aseri baga riaye Felistas Kabendi na bwego Barnabas Ondari na Brana Chaka bane kyamero gine chibichango chara senchera rengia twakubaniro twarabutkovya na bwego gendera kwego kenembero biregendera ta sembeo ya Ensoko TV nyasaye ka wancha nande tomera na sembeo.
Eye Nensoko TV. Oboroso bumugusi.